Hey, it's Beta, and today I've got this MOC to show you. I made it around a year ago, and originally had the idea for this concept, even a few years before that, of an arched bridge over a rushing stream, but it never got further than the idea for the water and the bridge. Eventually, last winter, I decided to take it on again, and I built this. It has some pretty cool techniques, so let's break them down. Starting with this tree, it's nothing too crazy, but I tried to capture a few large curved boughs with patches of leaves. Like most LEGO trees, bar and clip parts and connections provide most of the branches and support to the tree. There's also a little bird's nest because I wanted to use the, at the time, new bird piece. I'm not the happiest with the base of the trunk, but I think it works well enough. I also had some little funguses growing on the side and a mushroom next to the trunk. I didn't initially plan on including a figure, but the MOC needed something compositionally on or behind the bridge, so I created this figure using mostly parts from the D&D Halfling Druid, with some nature elf inspired clothing, and double dark green capes. Maybe he's tasked with transporting the fire on the end of his staff. With the single figure, it also happened to be a perfect submission to Excalibur that year, though that wasn't my main reason for building it. The steps on the side of the bridge use studs not on top to make it look like a big stone slab staircase. I added some dark blay to create a rocky backdrop that carries around to the side. The light blay stone path carries on next to the tree until it reaches the edge of the MOC. I built up some dark gray landscaping and rockwork around the side that uses some nice snot techniques and LEGO geometry so that things line up nicely. The water was one of the main reasons for making the MOC because I wanted to explore more realistic coloring for water rather than the classic blue, which is really only seen in the ocean and some lakes. It uses a majority of my trans clear bricks and plates to cover the top, and the snot on the edge was a fun challenge that also kinda gives it the look of a waterfall. I also included some embedded stones to help break up what would be a bunch of boring water. Finally, the main focus of the MOC, the bridge. The structure is packed with intricate LEGO geometry to make sure that everything lines up right. If we take it apart, we can get a better look at the inside and see the bar and clip connections that make up the curves. Pause if you'd like a better look. If we peel back a little bit further, we can see the slopes that fill in the gaps on top. In between, the cheese slopes just rest in place to fill the gap. Another complicating factor that I had to deal with is using both a half stud offset for the curves and a plate system for the front. Lots of brackets and careful geometry had to go into making sure those lined up, but even with all that work, there were still places I had to fill in the gaps with broken tips of old 1x1 clips. Getting everything to line up was difficult and took a long time, but I'm pretty happy with how the final product turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.